Hello, everybody. So my name is Brittany. If you've known me through poetry, I go by Queen Freedom. For the most part, most of you know me as Brittany if you've seen my face before. I don't necessarily know why I am doing this video, but I just feel led to. I just kind of want to speak from the perspective of the day in the life of somebody who is addicted to something, and the repercussions and the just day-to-day mental war that happens, even through going through deliverance, even through just continuous healing, because it doesn't happen overnight. But today I didn't go to work, and what happens is a lot of times my addicted self attacks my body physically, and I can go through like really heavy depression, really heavy anxiety, really heavy grief, or feel lonely or lost. I feel a lot of times hopeless. A lot of negative things, like, I am not succeeding. I don't have anything going for myself, or the great things that are beautiful about me I overlook because the addiction is louder. A lot of times when people are addicted to something, it usually becomes louder than the greatness that is within us. And that is what I go through a lot. So to other people, it looks like I am distancing myself, or I turn my back on them, or I am fake, or I don't love a person, or different things like that. But I do have a lot of difficulty with building relationships, because those demons, those different things that I deal with, I hide, so much so to the point where I distance myself from people, because I'm just like, I don't want them to know how heavy it is, and how deep it is, and how sometimes life-threatening it is. And I'm grateful to still be alive. I'm grateful to be able to speak about something, which is why I know God has a hand on my life, his hand on my life. But I mean, even with that, those negative thoughts make me doubt even that. Those negative thoughts and those addictive thoughts make me doubt even what I know about God regarding being anointed, being an awesome teacher, minister, singer, poet. All of these beautiful things about me are questioned because of those thoughts. And I love when someone who doesn't go through these things say, well, why don't you just get help? Why don't you just get prayer? Why don't you just find a place to to talk to, and this and that and that and this. Sometimes a few things. Sometimes a person doesn't even want to do that just because of facing just the mere fact that life has become what it's become, and not even just wanting to face those things. But on the other hand, sometimes people are getting help, and it really takes a long time to get out of a habitual mindset that has created a safe space for a person's pain and a person's it's like a place to run to. You know, the Escape song, "Who can I run to when I need love?" When I need love is literally what addiction is. It's a place to run to when a person needs. And when that thing is so heavy and when it's so strong, it makes all the sense in the world to go to, even with me knowing that God is on my side. So, like I said, I don't really know why I pressed play, but I just felt led to just start talking. And I was speaking about today, and I went to the beach and I looked at the water, and I was looking far out, and I just realized that even though I can only see the water but so far, and what it looks like is that it ends and then there's the sky, but really God's love never ends. And I'm just grateful that, you know, just like Paul, like even though we may be in a cell in our flesh, we can still obey God, and we can still be in a place of obedience and worship Him even through the mess. Like there's so many people that can say so many things about me. And when I tell you, sometimes that's why addiction gets so tricky, because in those moments I can say whatever. I don't care about what people say and go right to addiction and go to a place of not caring. See, addiction equals avoidance. And sometimes and what the devil has done is created a safe space for me to be able to avoid life. But what happens is when the smoke clears and all of that fades away from going into that quote unquote safe space, I look up and nobody's there. I look up and bridges are burned from people who I had close relationships with. I look up and all I have is just a small amount of something just to hold on to be able to pay my bills. And when I gave my life to Christ, I was saying this to some of my friends. I was just like, when I gave my life to Christ, I thought that all of this would be gone, and I thought that, you know, there would be bells and whistles and the trumpets would play, and, you know, angels would be like, "Brittany, you're free because you've given your life to Christ, and you no longer have to go through all of these things that you went through, and all of the trauma that you had when you were younger is just gone." But God never said that that's what it was going to be like. Nobody actually said that. It was in my thinking of what it was supposed to be. But really what it has been for my life is a huge life-size mirror that doesn't allow me to stop looking at myself, because that love is so strong that he doesn't allow me to avoid. He wants me to see. Giving my life to Christ made me see what I try to avoid. So even in a place of addiction and where I try to avoid, I never really fully can, because my heart is with Christ, even through all the foolishness. And what that does is it makes me self-reflect, and it makes me see that I am beautiful, and I am made exactly how the Lord, is supposed to make me. And I do believe that one day I will be free from this. And one day I will be able to say I am fully addiction free. I am fully out. I am fully at a place where I don't even have to go to that anymore for comfort. I believe one day I will say that. I believe one day that God has that for me. I do believe that. Giving my life to Christ put me in a place of believing the unknown, even if I doubt, even if I don't see it, even if there's a space within me that has opened up so deep that even in all of the chaos, I know that there is light. I know it is. Just by the evidence. Just by the evidence. Just by different things that's happened in my life that I could never explain. Or different dreams that I may have had that specifically has shown me that God is with me. And sometimes he needed all of the chaos to just stop within my mind for me to just see him in a dream. Or somebody comes up to me and says the very thing, or gives me the very answer that I just talked to God about. Or I even pray myself and I see it happen in front of my face, and I know I just prayed about it. Or even being a part of other people's deliverance and seeing them free, which gives me hope to know that I will be free one day. And that brings me to my next point, is that when we are still healing and when we are not fully free, it is because we have not come out of agreement with what has become a safe space. So when I say I'm still healing and I'm still getting delivered from certain things, it is because as I am understanding who I am in Christ, I am slowly letting go of the hold that I have grabbed onto regarding this addiction. And as I'm holding on to it, God can't free me fully because I'm holding on to this safety blanket. I'm holding on to this thing that has been a part of me my whole life. My whole life, since I was 6 years old, my whole life. And as God is giving me such a knowledge to know that in him I am safe, and in him I can trust, and in him there's no amount of hurts that he would even think about giving me. That grip lets go a little bit, and it lets go even more and even more and even more. And as he continues to show himself, and as I continue to read the word, as I continue to just be on this journey, that is why I say I believe I will be fully free. Because loosening that grip really does take bravery. You have to, I have to be brave enough to say, devil, I no longer want you who I fully believed just is all that I needed. It's like leaving one love and going to another. But the battle is you love both. And it's not the same love, but fleshly love and godly love are two real things that battle within me, because it's just like I just need to work a little harder to touch it, and the other one I can get right away. But the other one that I get right away, it brings me so many other things that I don't want. And then with God, touching the hem of his garment, just like, the lady with the issue of blood, she had to get to him because she knew touching the hem of Jesus' garment would heal her. And in the word it says, she was healed, and he said, your faith has made you well. Like, your faith has made you well. And I want that kind of faith that I keep touching the hem of his garment, to know that that's the only power that I need. That I don't need to be in control. That I don't need to go to this addiction to fulfill any need. Because God can fulfill every need. But the reason why there's so many gods, I'm sorry, somebody is pulling in, so that's why I'm late right now. The reason why there's so many gods is because they try to act like the one true living God. And every God can imitate. Every God can imitate. But every God can't restore. Every God can imitate. But every God can't restore permanently. Every God can imitate. Every God can say, come to me for healing. Come to me for this. Come to me for that. But every God can't restore permanently. And reason being, because none of them are Jesus. None of them are actually God. The one true living God. But at this point, I'm pretty much ranting. But I'm just going to end this with a prayer. And what's really interesting is that I haven't prayed in some weeks because of all this. But one thing I know about God is that he will use the person who is willing and able, no matter how much of a mess we are.